and my 56. To the chief musician, after the melody, the mute dove in far-off lands. Memorial Psalm of David, when the Philistines seized him in Gath. Be gracious to me, O God, for man would devour me. Continually fighting, he oppresses me. Daily would my enemies devour me, for many are they that fight against me proudly. What time I am afraid, I will put my trust in thee. In God will I praise his word. In God do I trust, I will not fear. What can flesh do to me? Every day they wrest my words. Against me are all their thoughts for evil. They gather together, they lie in wait. They, my supplanters, watch as they have waited for my soul. Shall they escape by iniquity? In anger bring down the peoples, O God! My wanderings hast thou numbered. Put thou my tears in thy bottle. Are they not in thy reckoning? Then shall my enemies turn back when I cry. This I know, for God is for me. In God will I praise the word. In Jehovah will I praise the word. In God do I trust. I will not fear. What can man do to me? On me, O God, are thy vows. I will pay thanksgivings unto thee, for thou hast delivered my soul from death. Wilt thou not deliver my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of life? Psalm 57. To the chief musician, do not destroy. Memorial Psalm of David, when he fled from Saul in the cave. Be gracious to me, O God, be gracious to me, for in thee has my soul sought refuge, and in the shadow of thy wings will I seek refuge, until the calamities shall pass by. I will cry unto God Most High, to the Mighty, who completes the purpose concerning me. He will send from heaven and save me, whom he that would devour me has reviled. Pause. God will send his mercy and his truth. My soul is in the midst of lions. I will lie down with them that breathe out flames, sons of men whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword. Be thou exalted above the heavens, O God, thy glory over all the earth. They prepared a net for my steps. He bowed down my soul. They dug a pit before me. They fell into the midst of it. Pause. My heart is fixed, O God, my heart is fixed. I will sing and will sing praise. Awake, my glory! Awake, lute and harp! I will awake the dawn! I will praise thee among the peoples, O Lord. I will sing praise to thee among the nations. For great unto the heavens is thy mercy, and unto the clouds thy truth. Be thou exalted above the heavens, O God, thy glory over all the earth. Psalm 58. To the chief musician, do not destroy. Memorial Psalm of David. Do ye in truth with silence speak righteousness? With equity do you judge, ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work iniquities, and mete out the violence of your hands in the land. The wicked are estranged from the womb. From birth they go astray, speaking lies. They have poison like the poison of a serpent, as a deaf adder stops its ear, that hearkens not to the voice of enchanters, of one charming with charms, well skilled. O God, break their teeth in their mouth. The fangs of the young lions beat out, O Jehovah. They shall melt away as waters flow off. He will fit his arrows. They shall be as if severed. As a snail melts as it goes. An untimely birth of a woman. They have not seen the sun. Before your pots can feel the thorns, as well green as burning, he will sweep it away with a tempest. The righteous will rejoice that he has seen vengeance. His steps he will bathe in the blood of the wicked. And men will say, verily there is fruit for the righteous. Verily there is a God that judges in the earth. Psalm 59. To the chief musician, do not destroy. Memorial Psalm of David, when Saul sent, and they watched the house to slay him. Deliver me from my enemies, O my God. Thou wilt set me on high from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from workers of iniquity, and from men of blood save me. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. Strong ones are gathered against me, not for my transgression, and not for my sin, O Jehovah. For no iniquity they run and prepare themselves. Awake to meet me, and behold. And thou, Jehovah, God of hosts, God of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. Spare no iniquitous traitors. Pause. They return at evening. They howl like the dog, and they go round the city. Lo, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who doth hear? But thou, Jehovah, wilt laugh at them. Thou wilt mock at all the heathen. My strength I will wait on thee, for God is my defense. God with his loving kindness will anticipate me. God will let me see my desire on my enemies. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Make them reel by thy might, and bring them down, our shield, O Lord. A sin of their mouth is the word of their lips, and they shall be taken in their pride, and for cursing and for the falsehood they tell. Consume in wrath, consume till they are no more, and let them know that God rules in Jacob to the ends of the earth. Pause. And they will return at evening, will howl like the dog, and will go round the city. As for them, they will wander about for food. If they are not sated, they will remain all night. But as for me, I will sing of thy might, and will sing aloud of thy loving kindness in the morning. For thou hast been a tower of defense for me, and a refuge in the day of my distress. My strength, unto thee will I sing praise. For God is my defense, my gracious God. Psalm 60. To the chief musician, after the melody, Lily of Testimony. Memorial Psalm of David, to be taught, when he strove with Aram Naharaim, and with Aram of Zobah. And Joab returned and smote Edom in the valley of Salt, 12,000. O God, thou hast cast us off, hast scattered us. Thou wast angry, thou wilt restore to us. Thou hast made the earth quake, thou hast rent it. Heal the breaches thereof, for it shakes. Thou hast showed thy people a hard thing. Thou hast made us drink wine even to reeling. Thou hast given to them that fear thee a banner, to be lifted up because of truth. Pause. That thy beloved ones may be delivered. Save with thy right hand, and answer me. God has spoken in his holiness. I will triumph. I will divide Shechem, and will mete out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine, and Manasseh is mine, and Ephraim is the defense of my head. Judah is my ruler's staff. Moab is my wash basin. Upon Edom will I cast my shoe. Because of me, Philistia, cry aloud. Who will conduct me to the fenced city? Who has led me unto Edom? Is it not thou, O God, that didst cast us off, and goest not forth, O God, with our armies? Give us help from the foe, for vain is the deliverance of man. Through God we will do valiantly, and he it is that will tread down our foes. Psalm 61. To the chief musician, upon a stringed instrument, a psalm of David. Hear, O God, my cry, attend unto my prayer. From the end of the earth I call to thee when my heart faints. To a rock too high for me thou wilt lead me. For thou hast been a refuge for me, a tower of strength from before the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will take refuge in the covert of thy wings. Pause. For thou, O God, hast hearkened to my vows, hast given the heritage of them that fear thy name. Thou wilt add days to the days of the king, his years as many generations. He shall sit on the throne before God forever. Cause that mercy and truth preserve him. So will I sing praise to thy name forever, that I may perform my vows day by day. Psalm 62. To the chief musician over Jeduthun, a psalm of David. Only in God is my soul quieted. From him is my salvation. Only he is my rock and my salvation, my high place. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will ye rush upon a man? Will ye break him down, all of you, as a wall inclined, as a fence that is thrust down? They only consult to thrust him from his elevation. They delight in falsehood. They bless each with his mouth, but in their inward part they curse. Pause. Only in God be thou quieted, my soul, for from him is my hope. Only he is my rock and my salvation, my high place. I shall not be moved. On God rests my salvation and my glory, the rock of my strength. My refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times, ye people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Pause. Only vanity are men of low degree, men of high degree a lie. In the balances they surely go up. Together are they less than vanity. Trust not in oppression, and be not vain in robbery. When riches increase, set not the heart upon them. Once has God spoken, twice have I heard this, that power belongs to God. And to thee, O Lord, belongs mercy, for thou wilt render to man according to his work. Psalm 63. A psalm of David, when he was in the wilderness of Judah. O God art thou. Earnestly will I seek thee. My soul thirsts for thee. My flesh pines for thee, in a land of drought and fainting, without water. So in the sanctuary have I beheld thee, to see thy power and thy glory. For thy loving kindness is better than life. My lips shall praise thee. So will I bless thee while I live. In thy name will I lift up my hands. As with marrow and fatness shall my joy be satisfied, and my mouth shall praise with joyful lips. When I remember thee upon my bed, in the night watches I meditate on thee. For thou hast been a help for me, and in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. My soul has followed close upon thee. Thy right hand has upheld me. And they, to their destruction will they seek my soul. They shall go into the depths of the earth. They shall be given over to the power of the sword. A portion for jackals shall they be. But the king will rejoice in God. They shall glory, every one that swears by him. For the mouth of them that speak falsehood shall be stopped. Psalm 64. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear, O God, my voice in my complaint. From terror of the enemy thou wilt preserve my life. Thou wilt hide me from the secret counsel of evildoers, from the tumultuous throng of workers of iniquity, who have sharpened their tongue like a sword, have fitted their arrow, bitter speech, to shoot in the secret places at the upright. Suddenly will they shoot at him, and will not fear. They strengthen their evil design. They concert how to conceal snares. They have said, who will look upon them? They search for iniquities. We are ready, say they, a device searched out. And the inward part of each, and the heart is deep. But God has shot at them. With an arrow suddenly themselves are smitten. And he has made them stumble. Their own tongue is against them. They flee away, every one that looks upon them. And all men feared, and declared God's doing, and his work they attentively consider. The righteous will rejoice in Jehovah, and trust in him, and all the upright in heart will glory. Psalm 65. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, a song. To thee belong submission, praise, O God in Zion, and to thee shall the vow be paid. Thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. Iniquities have prevailed over me. Our transgressions, thou thyself wilt cover them. Happy he whom thou wilt choose and bring near. He shall dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the riches of thy house, thy holy temple. By fearful things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O God of our salvation, the confidence of all the ends of earth and sea afar off. Who sets fast the mountains by his strength, girded with power, who stills the roar of the seas, the roar of their waves, the tumult of the peoples. Then were they that dwell in the utmost parts afraid at thy tokens. Thou causest the outgoings of morning and evening to rejoice. Thou hast visited the earth and made it overflow with plenty. Thou greatly enrichest it. The river of God is full of water. Thou preparest their grain, for so dost thou prepare the earth, drenching its furrows, settling its riches. Thou makest it soft with showers, its springing up thou dost bless. Thou hast crowned the year with thy goodness, and thy footsteps drip with fatness. The pastures of the wilderness, they drip, and the hills gird themselves with gladness. The pastures are clothed with flocks, and the valleys are robed with grain. They shout together, yea, they sing. Psalm 66. To the chief musician, a song, a psalm. Shout unto God, all the earth. Sing the glory of his name. Ascribe glory, the praise due to him. Say unto God, how fearful are thy doings. In the greatness of thy strength shall thy enemies profess submission to thee. All the earth shall worship thee, and shall sing praise to thee. They shall sing praise to thy name. Pause. Go and see the doings of God, fearful in action toward the sons of men. He turned the sea into dry land. They passed through the flood on foot. There we rejoiced in him. He rules by his might forever. His eyes keep watch among the nations. Let not the rebellious exalt themselves. Pause. Bless our God, ye peoples, and cause the voice of his praise to be heard, who holds our soul in life, and has not suffered our foot to be moved. For thou hast tried us, O God. Thou hast assayed us, as silver is assayed. Thou didst bring us into the net. Thou didst lay a heavy burden on our loins. Thou didst cause men to ride over our head. We went through fire and through water, and thou hast brought us out to overflowing plenty. I will come into thy house with burnt offerings. I will pay to thee my vows, which my lips uttered, and my mouth spoke in my distress. Burnt offerings of fatlings will I offer to thee, with incense of rams. I will offer oxen with he-goats. Pause. Come, hear, and I will declare, all ye that fear God, what he has done for my soul. To him I cried with my mouth, and praise is beneath my tongue. If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me. But verily God has heard me. He has attended to the voice of my prayer. Blessed be God, who has not turned away my prayer, and his mercy from me.